Hey guys, welcome back to Movizo, your go-to spot for everything movies, web series, and entertainment news. Alright, 2 episodes left. 2. And if you've been watching Season 5, feeling like things were moving a little slow, Episode 6 just grabbed you by the collar and said, "No, we're done warming up." Quick heads up before we go any further. Everything from this point is full spoiler territory for The Boys Season 5, Episode 6, Though the Heavens Fall. Also, this video includes breakdown plus theory elements based on what we're seeing in the show so far. If you haven't watched it yet, go do that first. Come back when you're ready. For everyone else, let's get into it. So let's start with Sister Sage. All season long she's been the one pulling strings behind the scenes, quietly engineering a political landscape that puts Homelander at the very top. And for a while, it was working. Perfectly, almost. But here's the thing. Episode 6 starts to show us the price of that plan. The 7 aren't really a team anymore. They're people walking on eggshells around a man who could kill them before they finish a sentence. Homelander's paranoia isn't just elevated at this point, it's completely unraveling. He's not just suspicious of people around him. He's hallucinating traitors. And honestly, watching Anthony Starr work in those Vought Tower scenes this week was something else. There's a moment where he looks at his own reflection, and just for a second, you don't see this all-powerful God. You see a frightened, broken child. But that child can level a city. And that's exactly what makes him terrifying. Now here's where it gets interesting. Sage's whole strategy was to socially engineer a revolution, but the public is starting to see through the curtain. The blood is showing. And a PR machine, no matter how powerful, can only spin so fast before it breaks. Now let's talk about Billy Butcher. Karl Urban is doing something genuinely impressive this season. He's playing a man who is physically, mentally, and emotionally finished. And it shows in every single scene. The centerpiece of Episode 6 is the push and pull between Butcher and Joe Kessler, played by Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Now if you've been following along, you know Kessler isn't real. He's a hallucination, the darkest part of Butcher's mind, shaped by the Compound V tumor that's slowly killing him. And in this episode, that internal war gets brutal. Kessler is pushing hard for the soup genocide virus. He wants everyone with Compound V in their blood dead, and that includes Annie, Kimiko, and even Ryan, the person Butcher is trying hardest to protect. Honestly, this is the most emotionally heavy storyline of the season for me. Watching a man try to do right by someone he loves, while his own brain is screaming at him to treat that person as a threat. That's not just good TV, that's genuinely painful writing. And then there's the scene between Butcher and Annie. She sees right through him. She knows something is wrong, and she's not letting it go. The tension inside the boys as a team is at its peak right now. Huey is trying to hold the moral line, but as this episode makes clear, morality is a complicated thing when the world around you is on fire. Let's talk about Victoria Neuman, because her storyline in Episode 6 takes a real turn. All season she's been navigating the space between Homelander's orbit and her own political ambitions. But now, that space is gone. Homelander is unpredictable in a way she can't manage, and Sage has quietly replaced her as his closest confidant. She's been pushed to the edge. So in this episode, Neuman stops playing for the presidency entirely. She starts playing for something more personal, her daughter's safety. And that shift leads to a secret meeting that completely redraws the alliance map going into the final 2 episodes. This probably means the back half of the season is heading somewhere very different from what anyone expected. In a show where loyalty means nothing, and everyone has an agenda, watching someone make a purely human decision, protect the kid, forget the politics, actually hits differently. The kid who didn't ask to be born into any of this. Episode 6 puts him in a Vought public event, cameras everywhere, expectations crushing him from every direction, and he has to make a choice. Does he perform the role Homelander wants him to play, or does he stand up for what he actually believes? The choice he makes here quietly sets the stage for everything that comes next. And I won't spell it out, because the moment lands harder if you feel it yourself. But I'll say this, The tragedy of Ryan's character is the emotional core of this entire season, and this episode makes sure you feel the full weight of it. On a technical level, Though the Heavens Fall is one of the strongest episodes of the series. The direction is tight, the pacing doesn't let you breathe, and yes, it wouldn't be The Boys without at least one sequence that makes you cover your mouth and laugh at the same time. There's a scene involving a Vought security team that is pure Kripke, creative, disgusting, and darkly funny. But what's different this time is that the chaos feels earned. It's not just shock value anymore. It's the natural result of a world where soups are completely losing their grip on reality. The visuals match the breakdown. So here's where everything sits. The virus is ready. Homelander is ready for war. Butcher is running out of time in every sense of the word. And the alliances that were already thin, they're fraying completely. Episode 6 ends on a cliffhanger that leaves the fate of the boys genuinely uncertain. And for the first time this season, it really feels like anyone could be gone by the finale. Personally, I'd give this episode a 9 out of 10. It fixed the pacing problems that dragged through the middle of the season, and it gave every major storyline a clear direction heading into the end. From a viewer's perspective, this is the episode where the season finally clicked into place. Now honestly, I don't think everyone is making it out of this alive. The show has been building towards something irreversible, and Though the Heavens Fall feels like the last breath before the plunge. So what do you think? Is Sage still in control, or has Homelander finally out-crazied even her? And whose side are you on in Butcher's internal war? Drop your theories in the comments. I genuinely want to read them. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more updates like this. This is Movizo. I'll see you in the next one.